Hey, welcome back to Music and Ministry. Today we're going to dive into Ableton Live version 12. It's the latest version that's available. If you're new to Ableton, this would be a great place for you to start. I'm going to give you a brief introduction, overview, and show you some keyboard commands, some different ways that I like to set up my workflow, set up the screen to work best for me. Obviously, when you're working in a DAW or digital audio workstation, for those of you that are completely new to music recording and production, you want to be able to use the tool as efficiently and as fast as possible so that you can not get bogged down in the creative process. When you get an idea, you want to be able to get it into your DAW, get it laid down, get it recorded. And so the faster that you can do that, the more you can stay in that creative flow and process. So I'm going to share my screen and show you when you open this up, this is what you'll see. This is what the session looks like, and this can be a little bit intimidating at first, especially if you're new. You're like, what are all these boxes? What are all these buttons? What is all this information that I'm seeing? Well, one thing that Ableton has that's phenomenal for you to be able to learn very quickly is down here in the left corner, you'll see this box. This shows and gives a description of anything that you hover over. So if we come up here, we'll see this is the track title bar. If we come over here, we'll see this is our tempo. It says 120 BPMs. That's the default of every session when you open it. Here's your tap tempo. Come over here, this is your metronome. You can toggle that on and off. Some people refer to that as the click if you want to hear the click as you're recording. Here you've got a quantization menu, and any aspect of this that you take your mouse and scroll over, you'll now be able to find out what that is. I'll come over here. This is our sends. Right here is our in and out section. So this is a great feature to have, especially if you're brand new or you just need a refresher because you forgot what something was. And one cool thing you can do is if you don't want to see that, you can go ahead and toggle that off by just holding down shift and question mark, and now you'll notice this little eye in the circle down here at the bottom left is no longer lit up, meaning it's not active. So now as you're scrolling over things, it's not going to tell you what it is and give you that description. So while I'm on the subject of key commands, let me just show you very quickly how you can decide what all you want to see visually in your workstation or not see. Ableton, again, is super customizable. So for example, if I wanted to get rid of this big line in the space down here, which is where you would see plugins or virtual instruments or effects, all you have to do is hold down Option, Command, and L, and it goes away, toggles it on or off. As far as, or I shouldn't say toggles it on and off, it hides it or shows it. And that's a way, boom, now you've got more real estate. Over here, you'll see I've got a mixer area. I've got meters. If I want to get rid of that, Option, Command, hit M, gone. Now all I see is the track space, and that's no longer in my way. If I want to bring it back, again, Option, Command, hold down M, comes right back. If I just want to see the meters and not my inputs right here, Option, Command, I. We'll toggle that from showing or hiding. If I want to get rid of the returns, then Option, Command, R. And you'll see over here on the right, my reverb and delay, which are the two automatic aux channels or returns that it sets up, I can quickly toggle those on and off and clear out that space. Pretty phenomenal, pretty great for just trying to decide and let you have control over what you want to see visually and what you don't as you're working. So if that gets in your way and feels cumbersome, you can get rid of it. Cool thing, also you can switch easily from this right here, which is called Session View. Other DAWs might call this Mixer View, but hitting Tab will send you over to the Arrangement View, or for more traditional DAWs, what we would call the Timeline View. And again, this is customizable. So you see I've already got the space down here for my plugin, but if I want to get rid of that, again, just Option, Command, not M, L, and that goes away. L brings it back. If I want to see the mixer from the other screen, Option, Command, M will now show my mixer, but if that's too much and I want to get rid of my inputs, just hit I, it takes away the inputs. Again, if I want to get rid of the, over here, the reverb and delay, continue to hold it down and just hit the letter R on your keyboard and it goes away. So what's awesome about this is you can see as much or as little information as you need as you're working. This is a great tool. If I get rid of the plugin and I just have the mixer, this is kind of the best of both worlds, because now as my tracks are playing, I can still monitor my mix and their levels and even adjust them without having to toggle back and forth between two entirely different screens or having two monitors set up. So it's absolutely awesome. Another thing that I'll show you is once you, let me just get rid of the mixer as well. Once you want to bring in an instrument, one of the things that Ableton is absolutely the best at is making this super fast. Normally, if I wanted to bring in a virtual instrument and load up an instance of it on this track, I would have to go to View, I would have to go to Browser, and then I would have to, select go down here to Plugins, then, click on whatever by categorically, by manufacturer, which whatever I'm looking for, I click on that. Then I have to scroll through and click on that. So for example, this Steven Slate drum SSD 5 sampler 5, if I want to load that up and put drums on this track, I can do it just like that. But look how many steps I had to take. That's a lot of time when you're trying to get to your drums and you just already know what you want, but you don't want to have to go through multiple layers of steps. Well, if I delete this and if I get rid of that browser, which I'm going to cheat, a way that you can show the browser very quickly is Option Command B. That'll show it or hide it. While I'm at it, I'll just go ahead and show you the groove as well. Option Command G will show you any grooves that you have. If you want to pull in a sample or pull in a file, you can do that, and you can toggle that on and off. So again, Option Command G for groove, B for browser. Very intuitive, right? M for mixer, I for inputs. It's very, very simple to learn this quickly. But here's what's so great about Ableton. You don't have to deep dive all those layers. If you simply are on your MIDI track or audio track, whatever you're trying to populate and pull in something, all you got to hit is Command F. It instantly, in one step, opens up your browser and activates your cursor in your search bar to be able to type it in. So now if I hit SSD, it automatically filters through all of my plugins, pulls up anything as I'm typing that matches what I'm typing, and then now arrow down to the version that I want, hit enter or return, and boom, it populated it that fast. Now I just select my preset, and then here we go. Just like that. I mean, it's insanely fast. I don't know another DAW, whether we're talking Luna, Pro Tools, Logic, FL Studio, Studio One, I don't know any other that is that fast at finding exactly the plugin that you want and getting it loaded in so you can get right to banging out that idea. It's pretty awesome. Now, if your plugin's open right here, but you don't want to see the plugin screen, just hold down Option Command P, and it'll hide the plugin. It's still down here in the bottom, like I said, where you can see all the effects and plugins as you load them. But again, if you want to get rid of that, Option Command L, gone. Get rid of your browser, Option Command B, and now we're here, and we've still got our drums loaded, and now we're ready to start recording. So let me show you a couple other things I like to do. I don't want to make this video too long. If you want to delete a track, you simply select that track, hit delete, and if it's highlighted, it'll delete it. If you want to mute a track, then all you have to do, if the track is selected, is hit the number 0, and you'll see right here this 3 was lit up. Now it's lit up, so that now it's active, and anything that I have on that track would come through. If I want to mute it, I just hit 0. And you can do, I believe you can do multiple tracks at a time. If we just hold down Shift, select all of these and hit 0, now you see I've just made all of those tracks muted. And I hit 0 again, I can bring it back. I also, holding down Shift S, can solo a single track or as many tracks as I have selected, and you see that by the S now being lit up, and I can deselect it. And then if I want to arm a track, all I have to hit is C, and you'll see that all of these record arm enable icons are now lit up red, letting me know, hey, all of these tracks are live and ready for me to start recording on them. And to get that off, you just hit C again. Super fast, super simple. Now, a couple other things I want to show you. If I, over here in the top right, there's a key that says key and one that says MIDI. These are mapping tools. So check this out. If I hit M, or if I hit MIDI, you'll see that there's a bunch of things on my screen that have now been highlighted in this bluish purple. All of those things can now be MIDI mapped. So one of the crazy cool things about Ableton is that you can use external MIDI controllers to control it, or you can use Ableton to control via MIDI other external things. And so it's very, goes either way. And so if I wanted to say, for example, when I was leading worship and I wanted to trigger tracks on Ableton, I actually used Touch OSC, which is an app that I had on my iPad, and I was able to map that to the different things in here to trigger different tracks when I was ready to trigger them, all because it was set up and talking to one another. But then, and so I believe it's just Command M will toggle that on or toggle that off. That's how you do that. Now the other real cool thing, and one of my favorite things that I do every single time I open up a new session, is I want to map some of my keys on my keyboard to specific things. So if I hit Command K, you'll see now that that key is lit up orange, and there's a bunch of things, mostly the same things that are also MIDI mappable, are now lit up in orange, and then I can assign a key to it. So how do I use this? I'm glad you asked. One of the things I actually love about the workflow in Pro Tools is being able to use the number 7 on my numeric keypad to toggle on and off the metronome, using the number 5 to toggle on and off loop, and using the number 3 to be able to start recording. And so Ableton doesn't by default have those same settings, but in literally seconds I can set my Ableton session up to follow those same things and have that same workflow. So all I have to do is go over here and click on the metronome, and then down below on my numerical keypad hit 7, and now it's mapped. It says N7 and now it's mapped. I also like to come over here. For play I'll use number 1. For stop I'll use number 2. For record, again, just like Pro Tools and Luna, I love the speed of that. I just hit 3. And then over here, my loop, I'm going to use 5. And then for my punch in and punch out, I'm going to use the 2 that are next to it because it makes sense. And with my fingers, I can very quickly then, I know if I hit 4, that's going to punch it in, 5 is going to loop, 6 is going to punch out. Then all I have to do is hit Command K, and these are maps. So now, if I hit play, number 1, you see over here to the left that now the timeline is moving and it's playing. Number 2, I can stop it. If I hit 2 twice in a row, it will take me all the way back to the beginning of the tracks. Now if I want to start recording, all I got to do is hit 3, and now all of a sudden you'll see that it is recording a clip. I can hit 2 to stop it. All the basic commands like copy, paste, and undo are the same in Ableton, so Command Z, and I can undo that. If I hold down Shift Command Z, it'll redo that clip and bring it back. Command C would copy, Command V would paste. Now, one other cool thing, again, I can toggle on and off my metronome. So let me hit play again, take it back to the beginning, number 1. Now if I toggle 7, now you'll hear the metronome. If I don't want to hear it, I just hit 7 again. Stop it by hitting 2. Yes, you can use the space bar to do that as well, but I love having all of those basic commands right there in one spot that I can very quickly navigate and access. Hit 2 twice, it'll take me back to the beginning. Let me show you a couple more things on here. If you want to see more information, actually let's do this. The best way to show you this is to go ahead and lay down a quick drum beat so I have a clip, and then I can show you how you can even zoom in and out literally by just using the letters H and W. So we'll just go ahead, we'll activate our metronome, and let's give ourselves over here right by the metronome. You can decide if you want to count in of 1, 2, or 4 bars. I'll just leave it at 1, and we'll just drop a beat here real quick. So all we gotta do is hit 3 and go. Okay, and obviously that wasn't the greatest performance, which I kind of did that on purpose because I want you to see how easy it is to quantize something. So first of all, this is really hard to see over in the left corner, but if I hit W, all of a sudden it will take whatever my longest clip is in all of my clips or tracks, it will spread them out so that they all fit within the screen real estate that I have. That's a great way. That's just the width. If I hit H, you'll also see that depending on how many tracks I have, it will unfold them or widen them vertically based on how much real estate that I have to fit them all in front of me. So you don't have to worry about, man, how do I see all of my project at once? Instantly by hitting W, it'll show you that. And then obviously you can go back to where you were by just hitting them again. So, but if I click on this, or double click on it rather on my clip, you'll see it'll open up my clip down here, and all of these MIDI notes are automatically selected. And that's nice because now if I just hit Command U, it will automatically quantize them. So that now they're going to be lined up on the beat and you won't have a sloppy, terrible performance that you can't follow. You do have the ability to set the length. So if I hit that button, now all of the MIDI notes that I entered are the same length. Sometimes you may want that. A lot of times you won't want that because it can feel a little too robotic, maybe a little too manufactured, because nobody plays perfectly the same timing and same rhythm, even the best of us. You also, though, can add what we call humanize. And so for drums, if you want to have a feel that a human played it and not just a machine, hit this humanize and it will slightly move them. Now, based on how much you want that to happen or how little, you can adjust that next to here with the percentage. It defaults to 10% where it will humanize it just a touch, but now you can hear it. And as it's playing, along with the metronome, you can hear that now it's perfectly in sync. Now, if I take away the metronome, you'll hear this. And we're good to go. It's that fast, that easy. So quantize, again, is just hold down Command, hit the letter U, and you're done. Now, if I, again, want to get rid of that clip, that view, all I got to do is Option Command L, and it goes away. So, I'll show you one more thing, how fast it is to build a quick chain. So for example, if we wanted to build a classic vocal chain, right, we want to record our vocals, I'm going to select this audio track, which obviously I can do by arrowing up and down as well when I'm in this view. But once I'm here, again, hit Command F, say I want like a Neve 1073. All I've got to do is start typing in Neve 1073, and you'll see it's going to pull anything that I have that's labeled in my plugin library named Neve or 1073, and now I can just very quickly scroll down, hit enter, and boom, it just populated that, brought it right in. Okay, but I also want to add some compression, so if I hit Command F again, it automatically takes me right back to the search bar. We'll add an 1176. So all I have to do is start typing 1176, and boom, here you go. It now pulled up that plugin. Okay, let's do one more, the classic stack of the 1176 and the LA2A. Let's start typing LA -2, and here you go. Here's my Teletronics LA2 or LA2A plugin, and I'll just scroll down. Let's do the silver one also. And just like that, I've pulled in, I didn't have to go through some lengthy search. I didn't have to go scrolling through all these different menus and deep dive and remember who was the manufacturer, who made this plugin. All I've got to do is start typing it in the search, and it instantly shows me every option that I have, and then just scrolling up and down and clicking on it, it will populate. This is crazy fast, crazy cool. So those are just some of the things that I love about Ableton when you're setting it up. Obviously there's tons more. There's so much more you can learn and get into with this, but I got to tell you, it's absolutely fun to work within this DAW. One of the other big things that people prefer about Ableton over other DAWs is the clip view or the session view. That's a phenomenal way, kind of using loops to be able to just lay out an idea, and as that idea is looping, to add another layer, try something else out, add another layer. So maybe I'll do another video next and get into that and show you how that can be a fun, not only production, creativity tool, but really as a live performance thing. It's super fun. So anyway, hope this helped you out. Hope it's something that you enjoyed. And hey, let me know in the comments if you're using Ableton Live, if you have been afraid to use it, but maybe watching this video in just a few minutes is showing you, hey, that's not actually so intimidating. Maybe I could learn that. But if you're using it, you've been using it for a long time, and you've even got things that you know are great tips, go ahead and share those, post those, and I'll catch you in the next video.